Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. I am Ellen Morrison from New South Wales, Australia, and you are watching to my profile, my page, and my YouTube channel. I am a digital business owner and a full-time carer. Here, this is a live talk of entrepreneurs worldwide, and here you will be hearing the real people, the real business, and the real stories. And today's special guest from Vancouver, Canada, Paulo Paralejas. Hi, how are you, Paulo? Thank
Hi,
you for
Ellen. I'm
coming
doing
along.
really
I know
well.
you're a
Thank you.
busy person.
Yeah, I'm doing really well. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I think this is the first time I actually had an interview from someone, interviewing me from the other side of the world. So it's great to be able to to connect with other people within our community, like all across the world. So yeah, I'm happy to be here.
That's great. That's great. Yes, and you are of course one of the successful ones. So I thought I wanted you to be my guest. So, and to start with, I would like to know a little bit about you, a little bit about your background, and how did you build your online business?
Yeah, definitely. So, hi everyone. My name is Paulo, as Ellen mentioned, and I'm originally from the Philippines. I was born in Manila, but moved to Canada when I was 5 months old. So I grew up in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and that's where my home is originally. But I moved around quite a bit. I'm in Vancouver now. But my background in sort of career-wise is nursing. So I've been a nurse. It's going to be actually coming up 19 years in May. So that's for me, it's a long time. It just seems like it went by pretty quick with that career. But I did many things within my nursing career. I've worked in inpatient hospitals. I've worked in oncology research trials. I worked for pharmaceutical company as well. And then I'm back to doing research, but helping implement a patient electronic medical system within the province of British Columbia. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
helping implement that from a sort of clinical trial standpoint, but from a nurse standpoint as well. So I've been doing that for a contract job that I took last year. And so on the side too, that I'm also doing this business where I've got to meet this lovely lady, Elaine, or Ellen. So it's been really great, doing my business on the side, and it's just one of those things that you can still do while you're still having a full-time job. I find it's manageable, but it's just focusing on being able to manage your time in between, a busy schedule. So
Yeah, yeah, it's because they kind of thinking, oh, I got a full-time job, I don't need anything anymore, and blah blah blah. So,
yeah,
and this one we were trying to say that I am a full-time carer and I'm doing this business, and you are a full-time on nursing, and also you can easily do this. So with this one, can you share your journey and achievement on to this business so far?
yeah,
How
definitely. And
in this
I forgot to
business?
mention, Ellen, that because I know you did ask her like how I got into all of this as well. And as like all of you know, within healthcare, it's a very stressful, demanding job. And throughout my career, I actually experienced burnout twice in my career, and it's not the best experience to go through. It's and then one of them actually triggered me to it triggered a neuromuscular disorder. That's a rare disorder that came out, and the doctors don't know how it happened or what caused it, but I believe it was just the stress of how busy I was working, because for 2 years I
Mm.
was working a 3 nurse workload with my other colleague. So it's very stressful. We are working a lot of overtime, and something just probably flicked within my, something that stressed it out. And so I actually became, at just before 33, I was diagnosed with a rare neuromuscular disorder, only affects about 3% of the population. And I was
Oh.
debilitated in bed. I couldn't move. Like I was, it basically, it messed up with my the brain functioning of how to send signals to my muscle in my neck, and so I had no
Mm.
control of my head movement. I'm doing fine now because I get Botox, but during that time, I went from a healthy person to a person who couldn't even feed themselves, dress themselves. My mom she came in from Calgary and stayed with me for 6 months to help me, dress and feed myself. And at that point, I realized, I can't be sticking with the same cycle of like just going to work and going to stressful environments and thinking something's going to change when really it's not going to change. And
Mm,
even during that time, like I was, instead of focusing on getting better, what was coming in my mind was, who's going to pay for the bills? How am I going to pay for my mortgage? Like
mm,
money things were coming up instead of me focusing on my health, which just added more stress. And I told myself I don't ever want to be in that same situation again. And that's when I started looking for, something that I can do as a side hustle. And so that was my, sand in the line that I needed a change in life. And yeah, ever since then, like I don't regret doing what I do. I love taking that risk that I did, even though, I had no experience going into doing this business. And a lot of us, we don't have that experience. Like I would say
no,
a big percentage of us don't have that experience, but our training within our community is so well put together. It's step by step. And sort of the success that I had so far was that I actually did take a break from nursing for a year, and just did a leave of absence, and I actually went and worked down remotely. I was in Mexico for almost half of the year and just worked down there with the business. I was able to, take my mom on her vacation. Like I took her to a vacation to Las Vegas, and I took one of my best friends to Palm Springs for her birthday. One of my biggest, like I've been able to, like what I make in 1 month as a nurse, I was able to make within a week of like I doubled that in a week with one of my, within my business. Is sort of like what I've been able to accomplish money wise. And so when I reach those high moments, I realize this opportunity is like it's limitless. There's so much potential and opportunity, just to increase your financial situation and as well as to improve your quality time. Because I would say within the last 4 or 5 years, I've done so much more traveling and so much more spending time with family and friends than I ever did when I was actually just working as a nurse. Because when I worked as a nurse, I traveled a lot. Like I went from Calgary to Vancouver, then London, England, then back to Calgary, and then back to Vancouver. And anytime you move different companies or different clinics or hospitals, you lose your seniority for vacation. So you only get so much accumulation of vacation. And even though I've been a nurse for this long, I max usually I would get like 2 to 3 weeks vacation. And if I actually stayed in one place, most people would be almost like 7, 8 weeks vacation already. And so that's why I find like with this business, it's allowed me to, just do what I love to do is travel and just experience new cultures and be able to work too while I'm there. Also,
yeah. It's
yeah,
different when you are like assigned to work, that you
yeah,
are not spending time with your family,
yeah,
and you're away from them, and then you are not earning as much. But with this one, like what you said, you went for half a year, and then you were like doing more and then spending more time with your family. So that's the difference between this, isn't it? Like you got more of time and freedom of financial as well.
yeah,
So just like kind of me, that I'm home with Rob, and where I used to work, like I double that and I'm home with him.
yeah,
Like it's so good because I can look after him, and yet we are not behind in financial. So I
hmm,
am really excited on that part. I'm
yeah.
excited every day.
Yeah, and and then when you look at after people, when you take care of people, I mean, especially with me when I did oncology clinical trials, like I really got to know my patients very well. And I mean, I've took care of hundreds of patients, and a lot of their conversation I've had with them had to do with time. They wanted more time to be able to see their grandkids grow up. They wanted to see, have more time to watch their daughter or son get married, or more time to go travel. And, that's the thing that we all take for granted is time. We think that we have all this time, but we don't.
Mm.
Um, you
And
know,
you know what? We can't take that back.
No,
So
no,
you put your time and effort on that your job, because that is your that's where you get all your financial thing to pay bills. But in the long run, you less time to your kids and missing all the milestone and
yeah,
things like that. So that's the two difference. In this one, being an online, you have a sky's the limit on this
yeah,
one, so you can
yeah,
work as much as you like, and of course it will show the result. And but with the traditional work is you work hard and you don't get promoted, that's it,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like so yeah, it's that's the two difference now. And this can be, you can still have your traditional work, and can this one can be a plan B as well.
yeah,
And we know this will be their plan A, because we saw a lot of people in our community that
yeah,
are achieving that, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, so how do you manage now your business and your work at the same time? Did you cut down some of your work? um
No, so so with this contract job that I took, I mean, I took this job just as a favor from my manager because nobody wanted to do this job, and so I did it because it's autonomy in this job. I don't really have somebody hovering over me telling me what to do. I basically am self sufficient and stuff. So it's Monday to Friday. I get to work from home, which is great. So it's like traditional 8 to 4, or or nine
yeah,
to five
it's
sort of
good.
job. But I like even before, when I was actually going into the clinics to work, I structured my day that I actually would get up early in the morning and spend an hour, 30 minutes to an hour on my business. And that during my lunch break, I'll spend time on my business as well, 30 to 45 minutes. And then when I'm done work, I'll spend time about, an hour to 2 hours on my business. So I that's the thing is, like, people have to realize, even though this is an online business, you still have to treat it like it's any other business. You can't just give like 5-10 minutes here and there, because it's not going to run on its own. Even though our system that we've are connected to, with all of us are connected to, it runs 24/7. There's still a big portion of us that we still need to run within our business, and so that's what I've been able to like manage and adapt within my schedule. And when people say they don't have time, then you really have to reevaluate. What do you do during the, like, after work, or during your breaks, or before you go, wake up and go to work? Because a lot of people are either on social media, they're watching the news, they're
On
just sitting
Netflix.
around. Yeah, they're just wasting a lot of stuff, or just watching Netflix, playing games and stuff. So if you take that out of the equation, you're going to be able to fill your time with owning your own digital business, and applying that energy towards that. And
Yeah,
so, yeah, so a lot of it is time management, and a lot of it is looking at your priority and asking yourself that, in the next 1 to 5 years, if I keep doing what I'm doing, am I going to change? Is my life going to change? Is it going to improve? And if it doesn't improve, then you need to be, harsh with yourself, and tell yourself that, I need to actually get off my like ass and do something about it. Because no one change is not going to happen unless you make that change yourself.
that's
So,
right. You mentioned about that training, because
yeah.
that's the main backbone of our business, right?
Mhm.
So we follow on that one. Can you elaborate more on that one to our viewers, so
Yeah.
they
So,
understand what is the training system that we
yeah.
have?
So when I started, so I actually started my business in January of 2017. So it's like over 5 years now. So when there was only maybe a few hundred of us within our community, we only had maybe about 5 tabs of training that was available. Fast forward to now, I know there's over 18,000 people. I think if even more now, it's probably close to 19,000 people globally that are doing this business. And then out of that, there's like, I think there's about 80, 90,000 people that are on the fence or just waiting to start the business. So that just shows you the growth itself. And so that caused the growth of our training system. And now I believe there's over 28 tabs within our training to show you
Yeah,
how,
28, 30. Because we are a coach, we are
yeah,
like up to 30. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So there's that many tabs now of just how extensive our training is. And we teach people a lot of our training on, like, just all the different platforms on how to do advertising on social media, like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google Ads, Pinterest. I know TikTok is happening soon. And so with that many people in our community, there's so many people that are involved with our training that it actually gets all funneled in and filtered out to see what actually works for our business model and what actually is going to be beneficial for everyone. Because a lot of people who actually are earning more are, spending more on their business, and so they're able to pass down what works and what doesn't work for us. So that way, a lot of people who are starting off are not making a lot of those big mistakes and spending a lot of money on advertising when they can just look at, the people that are ahead of us. And so that's what makes our community and everyone in our community successful, is because we have that support, we have that education, we have our training that's up to date and it's being updated on a daily basis.
Yes.
So and then because we're all in different time zones, we all work, we all do different things, it's accessible 24/7. So I mean, if you're up late, you can access it and do some other additional training if you want to learn other things. So I know I find that it's so useful. I mean, there's still a lot of things I go in and check every day, but there's new things that are popping up all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go to the training a lot, and I love my Newbie Tuesday, like
Yes.
the newbie. And you are one of the person showing everything there. So I
Yeah.
said I have to reach out with Paulo because I like watching this, and it's so informative.
Yeah.
When I was new before, I said, "Oh, this is so good," because what training? What is? I don't have any experience in any business at all. I have no background on that. And then I am not a tech savvy. But
Yeah.
then in the training, like one of the person that's showing what to do is you. And then
Oh,
I go, ooh, I
yeah.
know. I thought of, I want mail and, and from
Yeah.
other country, because our business is worldwide, and
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be all women. It's not like all Filipinos, it's all
Yeah.
nationalities. And I'm trying to find, where can I reach. And we have this um the communication system as well,
Yeah.
that we can reach out to every each and one of us. And we
Yeah.
are about 113 thousand worldwide. So we can, and yet this is individual business, but we
Yeah.
have this massive support by everyone. And so the training, so that's what I love about it. you know it's so handy, and you can just get into your training 24/7, like what you mentioned.
Yeah.
So anytime you can go to it. And okay, so what is your future goals from now?
Oh, my future, I have so many. It's
So many.
funny. It's so funny, Ellen, that how, when you step out of your comfort zone and get into an uncomfortable area, you get comfortable again. So like with my business, I want to be able to, expand it more and still continue with the business. But then it's also I know it's going to help me create more finances so I can actually, help my mom retire better, because she's retired, but she just got her pension. So she's not able to really travel very much. She's not able to visit family in Canada and the States and the Philippines. So I want to be able to offer her and give her money and basically an allowance every month so that she can have a more comfortable retirement. I also want to travel more, see more countries. I want to start up other businesses on the side. Like I want to, do travel vlogging on the side. I want to create an app for that as well. I want to start a business, restaurant lounge business in the Philippines. I want to do that as well. I
Oh,
want
nice.
to, yeah, and I want to invest in other, in real estate. I want to invest in like other areas, and just diversify my sort of portfolio of revenue so that I'm just not reliant on just one source of income. And when you talk to other wealthy people, they always say you have to diversify. You can't just rely on just one source of income. And all of
True.
us have experienced, in this, not experience, but heard from other people, in the past couple of years, who lost their jobs, because they thought, even though they worked for so many years for a company, that they're not going to get let go. And it happens because they've got to cut costs. And a lot of times, even though you're a long-term employee, you're just a number to them. And so you got to keep that in mind, that any of that can still happen. A lot of things are starting to get like take the whole pandemic out, things are all moving to automation regardless. I mean, go to
Mm,
the grocery stores, look at the banks, like everything's all automated now. And so you gotta realize that at some point certain jobs are not going to be existent in the next 5 to 10 years. And so if you're in sort of those sort of career or in that path, you have to just start looking elsewhere. And I find, you know, going in the online space is scary, of course, because there can be scams, there's definitely scams, there's things that are not, that doesn't work. But you have to do your research, you got to do your due diligence, ask questions before you actually go in and do something. And that's what we're here for, to show people the information, give people the basics of how to start an online business. And from there, you just have to follow your gut, follow your instincts to see if this is something for you. um, I find this may not be for everyone, because it takes certain people to have the courage and the guts to take that next step. But if it's for you, I mean, it it can change so much of your life. It can change the path of your life, create more opportunities that just you think that might just be dreams, but it actually can turn into reality. Because I've seen hundreds of people whose lives have changed because of our system and the business that we're doing. And it's great to see people when they first start off, like they're working two, three, four jobs, and then all of a sudden, like 2, 3, 4 years later, they're quitting other jobs and they're doing this business full time. I find it so amazing to just see the stories of everyone's accomplishments. Yeah.
true. Yeah, I know. I was so amazed when I, first came in, and then seeing my first thing, because when I watched the webinar, because that's the thing, we all started from watching the webinar. I saw that, and I was like, straight away, it was music in my ear. Like, you're not a tech savvy. The training is there for you to guide you, and then, um, you know, um, I jump in straight away, like
Yeah.
right after watching that. I jump in straight away because I felt it, it's me. And then you have 30 days to kind of to find out if this business is for you or not, so
Yeah.
you can feel it, and for me, my number one was, I have someone to guide me.
Yeah.
I have a mentor and coach. So I because I'm not a tech savvy, I didn't even know how to copy and paste to start with this business. And now I'm like, it's empowering,
Yeah.
because I am teaching others to start their own business.
Yeah.
How cool is that,
Yeah.
to even think to start? And I'm still learning. And
Yeah.
I still grab my son. I said, I want to take this off. And in computer, for
Yeah.
me, it's every day I learn. I
Yeah.
learn from my business partners as well.
Hmm.
So
And
it's
that.
good to to learn every day, rather than that's it, I'm happy with this. I try to get out of my comfort zone, even slowly, baby steps.
Yeah.
You don't need to go bang, I can't do that.
Yeah.
It's slowly. And this is the business that you can grow on your own pace, because it's
Yeah.
your business, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I find too, it's not just a business growth, it's a personal growth too. And I'm sure
Mm,
that you probably didn't feel
true.
comfortable at first to do these live interviews. Like I've never been comfortable doing these live interviews, but it's really pushed me because like I've grown up with stage fright, and I just kept pushing myself. Like what Ellen said, I was, one of the hosts for Newbie Tuesday Masterminds. And then within our community, I also manage interviewing people who reach the high ranks within our system and in their business. And so I interview them and their journey as well. And it's just the more you start doing things, the more comfortable. I mean, you still get nervous regardless, but you get less nervous and more comfortable
I
in being
do.
able to do it.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of these skill sets, from advertising to doing these interviews to having your own business, applies. It can be applied to other things outside of this business. I mean, I've got friends who have like brick and mortar businesses, or they're starting their own businesses, and they're coming to me asking me how to advertise on social media, and so I'm able to help them out, and I can and so that's for me. I think that's a useful information and knowledge to have, because it just, like I said, it just doesn't apply to our own business and our own communities. So yeah, it's great to have that information within the reach, like, and it's yeah, it's just, yeah, it's nice to have. Yeah.
Yeah, and You know what? I am 2 years now in the business.
Yeah,
Okay. So doing this StreamYard, I was thinking 6 months ago, I want to do it. Oh, I want to, procrastinate. And that's not also good. But this time I said, to 2022, bang, I'm going to do it. And
yeah,
so that's it. I still get nervous on the start. And that's why I go, start, I have to know what I'm going to say. And then after
yeah.
that, I just loosen up.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's getting out of that comfort zone little by little. It's not like it happened overnight. Yeah, we are, confident straight away. No, we are like just an ordinary people trying to, to make a difference.
Yeah,
And this business also anyone can do. Ordinary mom, college graduate, um, you know
it just
even university, you don't need to be as a university graduate to be in this business as well. Although we have from full-time mom to doctor to engineer like you, nurse,
yeah.
and yeah, all different sort of people
And I
that
think I
make a
think our
difference.
youngest is 18 who's doing the
Yeah,
business, and the oldest I think is probably in their 70s that are doing this business. So it just shows everyone here that like
yeah,
there's no restriction. Is I think the only
no,
restriction is yourself and your fear. That's
that's right.
but
It just get out of that fear a little bit, and let go of that. It's good. And ask question, because that is the most thing. They don't ask question and they just judge. They kind of, they made that their mind already
yeah,
before they find out. So find out first before making a judgment or making a decision.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
right word.
And
So we have few viewers at the moment. We have Vil. She said, "Good morning, Ma'am Ellen and Sir Paulo." She's from Philippines.
oh, hi,
And
Vio.
yes, and we have Riza. Hello, watching from Coffs Harbour, New South Wales, Australia. My neighbor is about 5 minutes away from
Oh,
me.
nice. Hi, Riza.
Yeah, you know how she connect with me.
Yeah.
She actually saw my business card business
Okay.
card in one of the shop here in Filipino shop. I put it there, and then,
Yeah.
oh, this is Ate Ellen, I want an online business. And
Yeah.
when she saw the webinar, she never looked back. She's so
Oh, that's
happy.
awesome.
Yeah, she's really excited. Until now, she's excited to the business. And we have Carmel. Hello, gorgeous, and Paulo. Oh, gorgeous and Paulo. Watching from Philippines, a digital business owner too. Thank you, ladies, for watching and tuning in. And we have Jill, and she's from Japan. Hello, good morning. I'm watching from Japan.
Hi,
Thank you,
Jill.
sis. And we have Chrysler, and also from Philippines. Good morning from Davao. Yes, I can speak Bisaya. Where are you from in Philippines, Paulo?
In Manila. So
Manila.
it's
Okay.
in my mom's from Binonan or Rizal area, and then my dad's
Okay,
from
yeah, yeah. Yep.
Marikina. Yeah,
Very
so
good.
I can speak Tagalog when I'm there, but not here. I can understand a lot because my lola and lolo and my parents speak to me in Tagalog, and then I just reply
Yeah.
back in English. But when I'm there, somehow it just comes out, and I can speak it fluently.
I know, same as my son. Like he can. Well, I was born down south in Agusan del Sur, and that's very close to Davao because I went
Okay.
to Davao for elementary,
Yeah.
and we moved to Manila when I was 10 years old. So I am Tagalog, right?
Okay. Okay.
Tagalog, and then we went. I um I was there from 10 years old to 21 because I moved to Australia when I was 21 years old,
Okay.
and I am now here for 33. So I was Tagalog, right? But
Yeah.
90% of my friends are Bisaya, and they come out.
Yeah.
And now I'm fluent in Bisaya, I'm fluent in Tagalog and English, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, it's good to have different language.
It
You
is.
can,
Yeah.
you know. And we have Himaya from Melbourne, Australia. Hi, girl. How are you? and she's rocking the business too. Thank you for watching, and for those who are going to watch for the replay, thank you, and you can put down the bottom or comment where you are, and also if you have any questions, you can comment down into our comment. Even it's a replay, we can still um, answer you with all the inquiries.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And my last, I got a last kind. Hang on a minute. I'll take this off. I'm still learning all this. Where to go? My last question is, just a tip for them. Embarking an online business. What is the tips in?
So tips, I would just say, yeah, like I mentioned before, just reevaluate how you want to see your life in the next 1 to 5 years, and really take a hard look and see, is your work that you're in, or the multiple jobs that you're in, is it going to get you to where you want to get to in the next 5 years? And I could tell you a lot, like when I speak to a lot of family and friends, and I know everyone's just overworked because a lot of people are understaffed because of what happened the last couple of years. And so I would say a lot of people are gonna be like, no, they're not really going to achieve where they want to be in the next 5 years because of that. So if that's the case, then you have to really find other sources of revenue, because that's really the only way to be able to get ahead financially and to feel comfortable in your financial situation. Because I don't know. I've been down that road where, although as a nurse, I live in Vancouver, that quality of life is expensive here. Like, sorry, the cost of living is expensive here. And so even though I make a good salary, it just somehow just gets eaten up through paying, mortgage, paying for food and
Yeah,
all that stuff. So on the like, and then after that, I don't really have much to put towards my savings or emergency fund. Like it's not, I mean, it's decent, but it's not enough. Like it's not going to be enough where I'm going to be able to travel multiple times.
holidays.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
yeah, just evaluate and just see where you see yourself with your current job. And then also like, do you like, what are you willing to sacrifice to be able to get ahead in life? Like, you really need to learn how to manage your time management and just see what you can cut out and see if this is something that you're able to fit in if you do decide to jump in and do this business. And then the last thing, being a research nerd, I consent a lot of patients to clinical trials before. And so I always tell my patients that you need to be well informed. I can give you all the information, and then you can ask all the questions as all you want, but ultimately you need to have all the information in front of you before you make that decision. So this isn't something that we pressure people to do. This is something that, here's X, Y, and Z, take it, absorb it, and then see if this is for you. And if it is, then we'll see you on the inside. But if it's not, then take a look around for other opportunities. But do your homework, do your research, ask questions to make sure that it's a legitimate digital business before you jump in, so that you're not throwing away
true.
your money into something that is a scam. So yeah, so I'll leave it at that, Alan.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for all your information that you shared. Also, we have a live webinar twice a week,
Yeah,
and we have in Australia it's Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 noon, and it will be in 10 minutes,
yeah,
so they can access it to us. um, just connect with us in our website, and you'll be able to watch it, or you can watch it on a replay as well. So yeah, so connect with us to get to the webinar.
yeah,
Otherwise, you can watch it replay in
yeah.
other times.
And
Yes, so thank you so much, Paulo,
well,
and
you're welcome.
I hope this is not the last, because
No,
I thoroughly enjoyed today. And yeah, you have a lovely evening, because it's now late afternoon there.
yeah,
And yeah, thank you so much again. Thank you, everyone, for connecting and watching the live show.
yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.